Hello everyone, welcome to a different kind of video. I kind of wanted to do this video, uh, like last year when this happened. I made a tweet longer about it. If you really want to see my full thoughts on it, you could search for that. I don't know how long ago I made it. I made that tweet longer, but I still think it accurately represents my thoughts on Butch Hartman as a creator. As I said, I think I said in that tweet longer. I don't hate Butch Hartman. I don't really have a harsh negative thought on him, but I'm mostly just kind of disappointed in Butch Hartman, and it just kind of came to a head with this Oaxis stuff. And I kind of felt that way even before Oaxis. I was starting to get a little tired of him. And we'll get into that a little bit more in this video. So someone posted this Butch Hartman Oaxis Christian Scam Exposed video on July 19th. Now, since then, Butch Hartman made an apology tweet right here, which we'll kind of get into a little bit later, after we go into a little bits of this little video here. Ultimately, what Butch Hartman is trying to tell people when he did this was, "Oh, this is not a faith-based network. Oaxis is not faith-based. Is not trying to push a religious agenda or any agenda at all. It's just trying to give a network of family values, pretty much." And I don't mind that he wanted to make a network that was safe for the family and stuff like that, but I thought the marketing of Oaxis and stuff like that was very manipulative and intentionally vague. There were people who I think either funded Oaxis, and when they were asking questions about it, they were getting nonsense responses, either just, circling responses like, "Oh, yeah, the runaround," and stuff like that. It wasn't really full or satisfying answers to these questions. And I think it just kind of created a lot of uncertainty among some of the people that backed it. So that's kind of what I understood of it. But when I saw this video, I kind of just had enough, because this event right here is full of like Christian religious people. It was, I think, one of these religious conventions or whatever that goes on. And Butch Hartman had a press conference there, or a keynote, or whatever, or a panel there, I guess. And it just comes off as manipulative and misleading. Maybe not misleading, but mostly manipulative. We're going to go back a little bit.
You guys with me so far? Amen.
So he brings up the iPhone. He says that, we had these 3 networks. Then we have HBO, Showtime, that were pushing the envelope and are edgy, and it's giving people, like, nightmares and shit.
Going back to the Bailey family watching their show, suddenly
like
a commercial for a horror movie comes on. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Parents, the scary clown comes on. The parents cover the kids' eyes. Or a murder scene comes on. Oh my gosh, parents cover the kids' eyes. A sex scene comes on. Parents cover the kids' eyes. Aren't you glad I didn't draw the sex scene? My point is, I could do 100 more slides like this of questionable agendas that kids and families shouldn't be taking in.
Now, he says, like, families should not be taking in these messages at all. No one should be taking in these messages. But these networks that he kind of references, like Showtime, HBO, these are networks that are directed to more of an older audience. When you have a kid, yeah, you're not going to just take them to watch HBO. You're not going to you're not going to have them watch Boardwalk Empire. Now, if the fear is, well, a kid might wake up one night and turn on the TV and see what he's not supposed to, that kind of happens regardless. It happens more with the internet age and stuff like that, but I think it's mostly what's important is the parenting. I think, again, it's up to parents. And it should be up to common sense as to, what should be on TV and at what age is it directed for. I mean, we have TV rating system and all that, and it just kind of went on. And I think Oaxis is a network that sounded like it would be perfect in the 90s or in the early 2000s. Like, it just doesn't seem worthwhile now. You have all these other alternatives for kids to watch. Like, if you want to watch something adult, you tell them, Well, Timmy, here's the iPad. If you want to watch something, here's Hulu Kids. Watch Steven Universe. Watch this and that, and they have these options to watch it. You have these categories for these kids to be locked into to watch until they're at a safer age. And a lot of times, I mean, and to me, honestly, I feel like you could take theoretically a kid to see an R-rated movie just as long as you're there with the kid. My parents took my brother to see Pulp Fiction, made myself with him when that was in theaters, and we were like really young. I don't even remember Pulp Fiction at that time. I saw it again, and it was a great movie, but it wasn't, at that age, it was whatever. When I was 12, my parents showed me A Clockwork Orange, which is a completely fucked up movie. I mean, it's a very heavy, heavy movie, and after that, I was like, I think, Clockwork Orange is one of those movies that you shouldn't show a kid. Obviously, you should show probably like a person that's like 16, 18, whatever. But, a lot of the times, you're going to be parenting your kid, you're going to be watching stuff with your kid. You're going to know what you want to see. And you know where to look. I mean, right now, I kind of don't believe that parents have a hard time finding content for their kid. I think the bigger issue is when people start to, if the kid just searches the internet alone on their own. And that does happen, unfortunately, and it gets a little murky, and that's a whole other argument right there. But with TV, I just don't see it as an issue. I just don't see this as an issue. I think the internet is more of a talking ground about that, and that's a little different, but it always circles back to the parents, because, when you're a parent, you assume responsibility for your kid.
That's what's out there right now. Kids have phones. What are they looking at? What are they seeing? Lonely people. What are they seeing? Men. What could they be looking at? What is it out there?
Now I like how it's the boomer speak. Oh, look, kids on their phone, alone, phone. They're on their phone. That man's on his phone. What is he watching? Oh my God, he's on the phone. Fucking technology.
How bad is it? This is a graph, but basically if you look to the far right, by the time kids are teenagers, they spend 9 hours on their electronic devices per day. Per day.
Of course it's going to increase, though, when you think about where we are as a society. A society, guys, but we have schools that are adapting more technology into their teaching. I mean, even like when I'm taking these classes, I'm taking biology and chemistry. They're instituting more technology into it. We're using the internet to teach. We're using the internet way more. We're using technology more because it's a more green option because you're not printing paper, and it's more efficient because it's quicker and it's easily accessed. So of course these kids are going to be increasing their time on their phone, and it's also just more new communication. You know, back. I mean, these people, like Butch and all, and the people there are just like these boomers that just realize kids talk on their phones. They talk on Facebook. They talk on Twitter, and it's like that's just natural. We're not gonna write email. We're not gonna write mails to each other. We're not gonna write letters. We're not gonna yeah, we hang out in person at times. We see each other in person. We go out, whatever, but a lot of this stuff is not abnormal in this current age. When you have technology that has advanced so much, I mean, of course we're going to use it more. And of course kids are going to use it at a younger age because that's the time. And there is a limit, sure, but I mean, to say, well, look at them use their phones. Oh, kids these days are being so out of touch with the world is just an overreaction. I don't think kids are that messed up because they have a phone.
Americans as a whole spend 11 hours a day with electronic media. That's pretty much every waking hour. What is being delivered on...
But what is it measuring? Is it measuring recreational use? Is it measuring use in general? Because if it's use in general, that's a very dangerous thing to say with that statistic, because that's very misleading. But my issue, and the other issue I have with this presentation, is it's nothing but fear-mongering. You have all these people, well, see, your kids are exposed to this, your kids are getting all fucked up over here. Luckily, I'm here. Butch Hartman, and I have a new network called Oaxis, and this will be the godsend of everyone's creation. It'll be a network that's going to be on all these smart devices that I said were dangerous and the devil, but your kids will be safe with my app and my network. So please give me money today. And it's just very manipulative. I just kind of lost a little respect. I lost respect for him with this because it's just manipulative. I mean, even if, like, let's say that OXS comes out and it happens to be a propaganda machine, that would be worse. But even let's say it isn't, which I don't think it is, it's gonna be. But this is very manipulative. It's just fear mongering, and it's just getting them to go to OXS because, well, Butch Hartman said that the phones are dangerous and kids are exposed to all kinds of stuff. We need OXS. And I just think it's manipulative. And I don't think it's right. And I think that's kind of why, like, his campaign did not get funded at all. For a while, like, it was kind of near it, but not super near. It was, like, whatever. And then, like, the night of the final few hours, it magically hit the goal. And, I mean, and a lot of people say when they do these crowdfundings that the first day and the last day are the two important times of crowdfunding. Those are the 2 days that mostly make the difference if you're going to hit the goal or not. And that does happen, but it's just, like, okay.
That phone. What is being delivered on your electronic media? Big guys like Netflix have shown up, Hulu, Amazon. They've got some content, but most of it is designed to shock, not uplift.
My Little Pony on Netflix shocks people? Well, this shocks me. She-Ra shocks people? She-Ra? Kids watch She-Ra like, oh my god, She-Ra is too edgy, dude. She-Ra is edgy, apparently. Like, those websites, for the most part, have kid sections in them. Like, your kid is gonna just stick, whatever.
Who can agree to that?
I don't agree to that.
There's a kids section. But it's there's a kids section and a family section always, but it's kind of like the kids table. They don't want to talk about, yeah, we have that. Well, look at all this other stuff we have. Look at all the racy stuff.
Now, this is also focusing on marketing. Netflix does market their kids section. It's there. But the reason why the other stuff has a bigger prominence is because that's probably their bigger demographic, is adults. Because who has a job? Who's paying for the Netflix subscriptions? I don't think the kids are. But then it's like, well, families do it, but it's like, yeah, but you don't think the mom and dad have shows that they watch that is not okay for their kids? I mean, they probably put their kids to bed, then they go downstairs or somewhere and watch their naughty TV shows, dude. I mean, it's just ridiculous to just kind of say, well, they don't have a dedicated kids section. It's just kind of there. But then his OAXS network, from what I remember from the pitch that he aired, was it was gonna have these crime dramas and everything for everyone, which doesn't make any sense. That it was gonna have news. News. What kind of news would be okay for the family? Okay.
It gets all the ratings. What gets all the money? Right?
Well, it's almost like Netflix is a business. It's like why there's a person who goes around fear-mongering people to support their crowdfunding campaign. Oh.
Kids today, they have no purpose. There's depression. There's suicide. Constant exposure to corrupt social media and entertainment is a primary contributor to this crisis.
Now, this is a big thing he said that a lot of people did not agree with. Now I'm going to go to the apology with this, but here he's contributing suicide, depression, all this with television. With television. You have DSP who's saying that, well, people get depressed because of money and all these other issues, and all this other dumb shit. And then you have Butch Hartman here saying, well, look, it's the media. The media makes people depressed. I mean, yeah, the media can make people feel down and, like, bummed out and shit. But, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's cause of depression, because depression's been around even before TV. It's just that we haven't heard of these suicides before because we didn't have a network of people of sharing this kind of news to people. But he says this, which is completely kind of insensitive to blame people's depression on media when they could be depressed on many other things that are most likely the cause. And he says, oh, it's this. So he posts this apology, and I'm not going to bother reading it that much. You could read it here, I guess. Well, most of it, but I mean, it's. Well, actually, I'll read it. Hey, Heart fans, I am humbled by the kindness and love that Heart fans and friends have shown in recent days. There are simply no words to express thanks to and gratitude. Oh my God, and gratitude. I'm sorry for my confusion. For any confusion you may have felt in the last week. Thank you for your patience. All I've ever wanted to do is entertain people with programming the entire family can enjoy, and in keeping with that theme, that is what my most recent project is about. There have been others who think they've revealed another agenda, and honestly, I value and respect my fans and friends far too much to ever consider misleading you guys. I would never take the privilege of your trust lightly. Oaxis Entertainment is not faith-based. However, faith is a part of me. I am the same guy I've been for the last 20 years. I'm not perfect and certainly don't claim to be. I'm excited for what's ahead moving forward with this project. Hopefully it's something you'll really enjoy too. We can discuss all of this, etc. And he doesn't really discuss it either. Like, look at these responses. No responses here to them. But my issue with this apology is that it's a very one-sided apology, or just tunnel visioned apology, because at this time when people were accusing him of shit, like they accused him of doing faith-based, being a liar, doing all of this stuff, and he focuses on the faith-based stuff. He doesn't apologize for this comment about depression, how it's completely incorrect, and he also doesn't apologize for all the stuff he said. There are other videos out there that are pretty. We'll get to those videos too, I guess. But let's continue.
I know kids who've committed suicide. When I grew up, kids had a hard time, they got through it.
When kids have a hard time, they got through it.
And entertainment is a primary contributor to this crisis. I know kids who've committed suicide.
He knew kids that committed suicide, but when he was a kid, they got through it. And this is also like a kind of a shitty thing to say. Like it's just shitty to be, like, if someone's depressed and you say, "Well, you didn't deal with it correctly," and shit like that, it's kind of fucked up. And he doesn't apologize for this. He doesn't apologize for this. He apologizes for people accusing him of making a faith-based network, but he doesn't apologize for kind of telling people who are depressed, well, you didn't deal with it. They're not hard like I was. They didn't have, which is kind of funny coming from a guy that wants networks to be happy all the time. That seems like a shelter, like a bubble. But it's just like kind of fucked up to say that.
When I grew up, kids had a hard time, they got through it.
Depression is a hard time. Yeah, it's not like depression is complex and people have a hard time understanding it. I mean, depression is a very tricky subject that psychologists are trying to understand more and more, and people are trying to get a better understanding of it. And to say that it all amounts to a hard time, like, that's not what everyone's depression is like. I mean, people can be bummed out and stressed and not feeling confident, but this isn't stuff that's necessarily depressing. And it's just, he's throwing this, like, rhetoric of, like, well, people, when I was a kid, we were just tough and we dealt with it. But that's not how everyone is. Not everyone is tough. And to say that, well, there's more people committing suicide now than back then, well, how many people that committed suicide back then were actually reported? Because that's the other thing, we have more reports going in about it because there's studies being done about it. There's statistics being done about it. There's still people that might not be accounted for in total statistics for suicide. And to say, well, people get through it and it's just hard times, man, it's just kind of dumb to say that. It's shitty. So, this is just really stuff that just made me just throw my respect for him out the window. And I said that in my tweet longer, if I remember correctly, was that when he said this, I just said, I don't even care what Oaxis becomes. This kind of rhetoric and this kind of attitude he had in this video was just really disappointing. And I can't look at him the same. Like, I just couldn't believe that this person who I watched his cartoons, I liked his stuff, and then he says all this dumb stuff that I just don't agree with, like, and it's just shitty. It just disappoints me, and it's not even like, well, he has a different belief than I do. I mean, I don't really care that much that he has faith. I don't really care about that. My issue is that he's using fear mongering to get these people to, oh my god, to donate to Oaxis. He is misrepresenting depression. He's kind of shitting on people who are depressed and who have committed suicide by saying that they can't get out of the hard times or whatever. And he's blaming media for that. Like, this is like the dumbest thing you could. This is like the DSP of talking about depression. It's not my fault. It's depression's fault. Depression did this. Everything caused everything. It's like, it's not that easy, and he can't play the blame game with it.
That was never even thought about. Where's that coming from? Influence is the key word. It's odd that in an era of connected devices, the family unit is completely disconnected.
Oh yeah, the family unit's completely disconnected with the internet. Like, this is all boomer shit. Like, oh my god, smartphones. Removing everyone's connectivity. And it's just like, well, back then they had newspapers. People were reading the newspaper for the most part. It's a different landscape for family. The family dynamic is a completely different way now. And to also assume that families were functional to begin with is kind of silly, because everyone's family functions differently, and people can say, oh, well, this family's dysfunctional, and this and that. And that's not abnormal or wrong. It's just normal, because people are people. We're not the same. We're not cookie cutters. It's all very, like, nuanced, and just to say, well, media ruined everything is just kind of careless and childish.
It's less than 5 minutes of intentional conversation with their parents. It's kind of funny. My 2 daughters. Anyway, let me get back to this though. I'll get back to it in a second. So 5 minutes, 9 hours on screen, 11 hours exposed to electronic media, suicide, depression, it's pretty bad out there. But anything can be changed.
Yeah.
Amen? While we look not at the things which are seen, but the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. 2 Corinthians.
And
anything can be changed.
And the other thing is that he also uses depression and suicide, all these things, to market Oaxis. Like, he could just market Oaxis as, oh, this is a network that's gonna be family friendly. Kids are gonna come to my network, and you guys can watch my network, and all this stuff, blah blah blah. But instead, he goes through this extra nonsense of, well, I have to be sure to talk about depression, how networks contribute to depression, how suicide is contributed to these networks, and all this other stuff. So people are against that, and then they're gonna want to fund my network the most, and that is the most disgusting thing about this. That he used all of these, like, hot button issues to sell his own fucking network. And it's just, I really, really have no respect. If you have to use this stuff to sell your product is a piece of shit. In all intents and purposes. Like, if what you're selling is good, it should be able to stand on its own, and it should naturally make people want to support it. To say, well, see, networks today, technology today is leading to kids committing suicide and being depressed. You don't want that, right? Well, Oaxis is here for you. Give me money. And it's the biggest fuck you. Like, I'm sorry, Butch, but I'm really sad that your fucking network reached its funding goal because of this. Like, this is just trash fucking marketing. It's just really disgusting to me.
So I am uniquely qualified to bring about this change.
I am uniquely qualified to bring up against this change. I'll stop the depression and suicide rates because I, Butch Hartman, is gonna save your kids with my great network of Oaxis. Okay. It's so disgusting.
This is not about me. This is about him.
Oh, it's not about you. I'm ready to take care. I am. What did you say?
Anything can be changed. So I am uniquely qualified.
Uniquely qualified.
It's not about me.
I'm uniquely qualified. It's not about me though. It's not about me. I'm uniquely qualified though. I'll bring the change, but it's not about me though. Okay.
This is about
Okay,
him.
Butch. It's about him. Using God. See, this is everything that made me just not like him anymore. He starts by talking about suicide and depression. Uses that to talk about how he's uniquely qualified to lower those rates, I guess. And then he brings up God. Like, I thought Oaxis was so good that people would want to support it. Why are you using all of this stuff to sell it? It seems a little manipulative.
I'm grateful. I'm putting my life into a brand new wineskin.
And the thing that I like the most is that he doesn't apologize for any of that in his fucking letter. He doesn't apologize for how egotistical he comes off in that video. He doesn't apologize for using suicide and depression to sell his network. He doesn't apologize for any of that. For anything. I'm sorry that you guys thought it was a faith-based network. It's not that, though, but I'm very faith-based. But that's not... And that's such a... Like, the tip of the iceberg of the issues that people were even accusing him of. The things that people were calling him out before he posted this fucking video... Not video, this fucking thing was him using suicide, depression, all of this stuff to sell his shitty network. He doesn't apologize or even address that. But he addresses people saying that's a faith-based network. Like, good for you, Butch. You addressed one of the many issues people had.
I can be anywhere I want on Earth right now. I can be anywhere. My wife and I work very hard for the last 30 years. We can do anything we want. I've been given an assignment. This is my assignment. An oasis is a place of refuge and safety within a dry and desolate environment. It is in front of it. Somebody. We are going to be an oasis in the godforsaken television wasteland. We're going to be somewhere. When you leave the house and you need to put your kids in front of something, you can put them in front of
But I thought the iPhones were bad, Butch. I thought technology was evil and kids are spending too much time with devices. It's almost like Butch should have focused on selling a network instead of talking about all these other hot button issues that have nothing to do with what he's trying to sell. Okay.
the Oaxis television channel. It's going to be not a TV channel per se. It's going to be an online network like Netflix.
Online? Wait, but I thought it's fucked up. It's gonna be like Netflix? Oh man. Terrible.
Change culture. We're going to save families. We're going to speak to them in parables. Guys,
We're gonna say that we're gonna speak to them in parables. This is why people thought it was a faith-based network, because he talked in these grandiose speeches. Oh, we're gonna talk to them in parables. It's gonna be great. God is gonna save everyone. Blah blah blah. It's not faith-based though, and I'm not gonna apologize for anything else or even talk about it. Okay.
I'm making TBN. This is not TBN. This is not the church channel. It's not Golden Eagle Broadcasting or Daystar. God bless those people. It's amazing. My stuff has got to be today. It's got to be hip. It's got to be cool. It's got to reach the secular people who we're trying to reach.
Trying to reach the secular people, but I thought it's not faith-based. So wait, so did he lie to the Hart fans, or did he lie to the people at the religious thing? Because this was at the Lance Wellenew's Wealth Builders Conference to fundraise the Oaxis. Yeah. He's preaching at this. And Evangelical Christian Streaming Service, which is... Oh, never mind. It's just him saying that's a Christian-based thing. But I'm pretty sure this was like a religious-based keynote, I think? I don't know. That's Will Builder's Conference,
if I put a Christian network out there, no problem. I've got the Christians. That's cool. But I'm missing the entire other spectrum of the world that Lance has been talking about. Oh, it makes me cry. So here's what we're going to have. You guys ready for this? We're going to have all of this. Oaxis is going to have dramas. We're going to have comedies. We're going to have reality shows. We're going to have gaming, which is gigantically huge right now.
Gigantically huge. It's tremendously huge. But why reality? I thought reality TV like Jerry Springer and shit like that is toxic.
Go on the Twitch app. You guys don't know what it is? Find out what it is. It's amazing. News. We're going to have animation. Thank you very much. Which is gigantically huge right now. Go on the Twitch app.
And then he plugs Twitch. You know, Twitch has some very dangerous people, like Darks Fidel, right?
I don't know what it is. Find out what it is.
Find out what it is.
News. We're going to have animation. Thank you very much. Animation. We're going to have a whole kids section. We're going to have
wait, you have an all kids section? I thought Oaxis was supposed to be for the family. Now you have the all kids section, like you don't want to talk about it? Wow. Wow, but you're just like Netflix. I don't want Oaxis. It's too toxic. Fuck that. No, I want a real network. The Clio network is better. I'm gonna stick with that.
Uploads. This is the exciting part. This is even more fun. We're going to source our content several different ways. We're going to build a library of world-class, family-friendly shows, movies, and experiences through licensed content, created content, and user-submitted content.
User-submitted content. It's going to compete with YouTube, dude. That's not going to backfire. He also like alludes to it. It's going to have like a strict uploading policy that it's going to be surveyed or whatever by people, I guess. I don't know how it's gonna work. He doesn't explain how it's gonna work. No one knows how it's gonna work. So I'm sure it's gonna be great when it launches.
Libraries of already existing work. I'm going to create all kinds of new stuff, and we're going to have user-submitted content. What is that? Let me show you in a second. Licensed content is going to look something like this. I'm sure you've already seen these shows. I don't have examples yet. But they're going to look like this. Things we're going to acquire. We're going to make our own stuff. The day I push the go button, we start making original movies, original TV shows, original cartoons, original games, original everything.
Original games? What does that mean? Original games? Like, are you gonna make a game for the PS4? Are you making a game for the Switch? Is Oaxis a console? What is this? Maybe instead of spending the time fear-mongering and manipulating people, you should have explained a little bit more on some of these things.
This is the most exciting part. We're going to have user-submitted content, just like what YouTube does. You're going to have people that can upload family-friendly videos. Who's ever seen America's Funniest Home Videos? Who's ever seen that?
Family-friendly videos, but how do you know it's family-friendly? How do you know?
Stuff like that. If it's family-friendly, if you guys want to see it on our YouTube platform, we're going to call it the Oaxis platform, you can upload stuff. But unlike YouTube, you put stuff on YouTube, anything can go up there. There's no screening purpose. There's no screening method that they do. They just put it up. You can watch anything.
Dude, you know what? Someone should tell Darks Fidel about this and say, "Hey Phil, you heard that Butch Hartman is starting up a new service called Oaxis, and it's gonna have user-submitted content, and it's gonna be surveyed by people or whatever, and it's not gonna be like YouTube where it's gonna allow toxic nonsense. It's gonna have some stuff. It's gonna have the positive stuff. It's gonna be positive. It's everything DSP wants. Holy shit! Butch should team up with Darks Fidel, dude. Yeah, that should happen. Darks Fidel teams up with Butch.
Parts is that YouTube has found out recently, if you make a playlist, let's say example of Spider-Man, you just put the word Spider-Man, you want your kids to watch a playlist of Spider-Man, you put it in front of the Spider-Man list, but these kids have figured out how to make softcore pornography with people in Spider-Man suits.
These kids have figured that out? I don't think they're kids, though.
So that Spider-Man video gets put into the playlist. Suddenly, your kid's watching that. Because there's no screeners. We are going to have...
Yeah, see, they can have screeners, dude. This is perfect for Dark's Fidel. This is what DSP is waiting for. Oaxis.
Our content. So that nothing makes it on unless it's screened by an actual human being.
So wait, so people are gonna upload something and they have to wait until someone says, oh, this is savory, let it go through? Fuck that. They're just gonna stick with YouTube at that point. Like, they could find... I have a feeling there's a channel out there on YouTube that if you look for it, it's gonna be child-friendly stuff, all curated by someone, and put in playlists so a parent could just subscribe to that channel, have their kid go to that channel on YouTube, and there you go. I don't know.
You know what's awesome about this? All the pressure is off me because God is using my gift because it's His gift. But parents...
God is using me, dude. Not a faith-based thing at all. Don't bother apologizing for this either. I'm glad you didn't apologize for this because this is great.
Today, this is His problem now. God's got to work this out. And I must tell you, since I've talked to Lance about this has gone so fast and so quick, it has been effortless. Because I gave it all to Him. Year one, just real quick, year one. We're going to purchase several libraries that fit our model. We need to do this in order to start airing something. I've got to start airing some programming. It's going to look familiar. You guys may have seen stuff like this, but I got to figure out which libraries and stuff I'm going to buy. Year two, we continue producing our own original programming.
So this is 1728, so I'm a little bit after that.
We've been starting already. We're going around looking for funding right now. The only thing stopping me right now is the funding.
And not much.
That's not much. Exactly. Not much funding. The only thing stopping me is that, by the way, this is not me asking you guys for funding. I'm asking for your prayers.
Right.
I'm asking for your backup. I'm asking for your...
Asking for your prayers.
Your covering. Because we're going to need this.
Yep.
The giant that I have to slay, that we have to slay, is so huge. And is not going to want to be slayed.
And he wants to slay the beast. He doesn't just want to make a network that is for people he wants to sell it to. He wants to make it so that he can run the other competitors out of business. Because that's definitely going to happen.
This goes out, and Lance and I talked about this. When we cut the head off the giant, it's going to be really exciting. People will be stunned. Oh my gosh, we cut the head off the giant. That's great. But then when David cut the head off the giant, it was exciting. It was neat. People were stunned. But then Saul got jealous. There's going to be a backlash against this. I'm not calling it out. I'm not confessing it. We're going to stand against it, but that's why I need your prayers, guys. Go here. We just set this up last night, so if there's a problem, we'll get through it. I promise we'll get through it. But in the name of Jesus, I just want to pray over this right now.
In the name, not faith-based at all, but let us pray.
Can I ask you to come and pray for this right now? Thank you. I want to thank you guys for looking at this. This is my assignment. This is my life's work as of this.
Like, look how manipulative this is. This is so manipulative, and like this just kind of like, is that it? Like, okay. Let's see.
Make this happen, and I want to thank you.
Do you know what I'm excited about? I want you guys to catch this, and I wouldn't be doing this except that it's an educational moment. I have a certain amount of time I get to present. The Lord said He'll give platforms to people that will share their platform for what He's doing.
Enough of this. But see how like manipulative this whole thing is? It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting. The other thing I want to talk about is his fucking YouTube channel. Look how trashy this is. And before, I thought it was kind of funny and charming, but over time, like, this is kind of like I was like on the brink of like getting off the Butch train, and then I saw this, and then I saw the other stuff, and that stuff was like the final nail in the coffin for me. Like, I was pretty much done with him at that point. Because look at the clickbait. He has to clickbait his own fucking videos. Butch Hartman, who consistently claims, I created your childhood, fucking, like, has to clickbait everything with these ugly-ass thumbnails. I mean, some of the thumbnails are whatever, but it's just so lazy. These are lazy videos in some areas. Like, this is just a rip of a probably like a bumper or something from the Fairly Odd Parents and this and that. And the other thing that kind of also definitely made me feel disappointed with him was that he defended like all of the changes to the Fairly Odd Parents. You know those shitty seasons that introduced Chloe and the dog. He literally was like, well, the show was getting stale, and the network wanted me to spice it up. That's what you do. That's business. So he just kind of has no integrity with his own fucking shows. And there was a video that he was shitting on Teen Titans Go a lot. Obviously not pandering, right? He's like, well, see, to the people who made Teen Titans Go, they were forced to make a comedy show, and they were like, okay, if someone asked me to do something like that, I would say no. No! But then, in another video, he said that he did do that, though. With one of his own shows that never went anywhere. So it's really, really sleazy about this fucking stuff. The Q&A's ass. The Q&A was pretty much, what color is Oaxis logo? He's like, oh, it's red. It's all trash. This is just nothing but just disappointing clickbait trash. And when I unsubscribed, I was so happy because I never missed it. So that's disappointing. But let's go to the other stuff that makes Butch Hartman look like a great person. Butch Hartman, voice actress of Timmy Turner. I think this is gonna come up because it has to be in the tag somewhere. Oh, man, I can't find it. Uh-oh. Butch Hartman makes a joke about Timmy Turner. I don't know. I need to find it. I didn't really do a lot of research in this. I'm sorry. Oh, a dab, dude. Dab's pretty cool, man. Goddamn. Strong? So the Butch Hartman Terror Strong reviews weird. Was it this?
Hey everybody, Butch Hartman here. Episode 10 of Speech Bubble. 10th is a great little round number, and I've got a great little round number sitting here across from me. Tara Strong. Hi, Tara. Tara Strong is here. Tara's here.
Hi.
I'm really excited. I can't. Yeah, it really does. Thank you. I can't even tell how excited I am.
Yeah.
It's great. Great. Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, this is it.
Opening theme song.
Those of you who don't know who Tara Strong is, do you want to tell them who you are, or should I tell them?
You should tell them.
Okay. I think you had like an attitude at the audition. Why was she so mad at me?
I think you wanted that to be true because like, oh, she's mean to me.
But Tara was not the original Timmy Turner. The original actress was Mary Kay Bergman, who said.
So Mary Kate Bergman committed suicide, unfortunately, during all that stuff. So they got Tara Strong to replace her because I think it was just, you know, one of those things that's like, you know, you kind of can't stop the show, I guess, whatever. So they get her replaced by Tara Strong, and here we go with this.
Sadly passed away, and I think Tara actually had something to do with that. That was probably your fault, but Tara
blames Tara Strong for her suicide. What a great person Butch Hartman is. Oh man, let me tell you,
It's not the original Timmy Turner. The original actress was Mary Kay Bergman, who sadly passed away. And I think Tara actually had something to do with that. That was probably your fault. But
great
Tara,
joke, great joke. Not offensive or insensitive at all. Perfect joke. I'm really glad in this piece of shit letter he never apologized for that. He never even apologized for this either. By the way, this just no. So there's that. Then I think we could find something there. Butch Hartman, I think this.
Hey guys, as many of you know, I'm launching a brand new streaming service called Oaxis Entertainment.
It seems that Butch Hartman is kind of a serial metadata abuser. He puts Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy, and Nickelodeon into every one of his videos.
No, that's not it. Whoops. There was like, maybe I could find it on Twitch. I mean on Twitter. Whoops. I meant Twitter, guys. Let's see. Oh God. Is this what's wrong with doing a video about this, like a year after everything was said and done? feels bad. Feels rough. This is pretty rough. If you stuck around this long, I really appreciate your patience with me on this thrill ride. But he also but he clickbaits a lot of stuff. It's just pretty disappointing. Wait, is this it? Will this have what I want if it loads?
So I look at people that critique as weak.
Wait. That's not it. Butch handles criticism.
Figure this out.
And you said you normally write your theme songs. Like
Someone says, "What do I think of the Oaxis Family Guy meme?" Oh, I'm not even going to look at it because the question's being asked by Dueling Duelist True. I'm not even going to look at it, and I don't care. Because you know why? Whenever you put yourself out there to do anything, there's always someone that's going to try and bring you down because they've never done anything on their own. And so if someone wants to do something and they want to ask me questions like that, that's one thing. But if someone doesn't do anything and they want to criticize, then I have no time for them.
This is not a DSP tier response at all. I mean, what he should have said was he should have just ignored it and not bother with it. Doing this does not make it look very professional or cool, but it makes it come off pretty shitty and petty. Like, it's one thing to give like a sarcastic response that can be taken as a joke or whatever, but it's another to just be like, oh well, see, I don't want to waste my time. You guys just want to bring me down. You guys are weak. You guys are weak. You have to do something to criticize me. Like, okay.
No time for them. So the person that asked that question, whose name will not be mentioned ever by my lips, I just want to.
He just gave his name though, but that's cool. Yeah, he's a troll now. He's a detractor. Get him out of here.
All people like that. As I get back to safety here, that if you guys can't do it yourselves, you shouldn't criticize anybody else.
If you can't do it, then you can't criticize. What a phenomenal take. Because it's the same shit of, well, if you can't criticize a movie if you don't know how to make a movie. You can criticize whatever. It's mostly that line is drawn, for me at least, if it's stuff that's like, I know what I'm going for, and if someone's like just criticizing for what I'm going for, I mean, I understand it's criticism, but I might just say like, I hear you, it is what it is. I don't know. I probably would not call the person out and just kind of shit on them. People can criticize anything. You either take it or you don't. You either take the criticism and you use it or you don't. A lot of people criticize like I don't have a microphone. I need a better mic. I yell too much, and those are valid criticisms because that is stuff that I could try to fix. I try to talk quieter. I try not to yell in videos. Might not always work. I might always end up yelling, but you know, I try not to. The mic, I'm trying to save up for a mic, that kind of stuff. But if someone tells me, well, Theo, you should do a bridge video, you should edit these out, edit these down, and all this other stuff, that's not why I do these videos. I appreciate people that want, you know, an edited video and all that, but that's not what these videos are. So, there you go. It's a fair reaction. You're not left with saying, wow, Theo's an asshole. You're left with, okay, I see. He doesn't want to do that for these videos. You know, I think that's, I think that's shitty, but whatever, you know, whatever. You could have a disagreement with the person that you're criticizing, and the person who you're criticizing could disagree with the criticism. But to say, like, well, you need to do something with your life before you criticize me, it's just not a good way to handle it.
Now, another cartoonist wants to have a problem with me or whatever. That's a different.
Oh, I need to be a cartoonist to have a problem with Butch Hartman here. Obviously, I am not a cartoonist. I shouldn't be doing this video, guys. Let me take a few years. I'm gonna do another 10 years of school and become an animator. Then I'll come back and do a real video on Butch Hartman. This video is just, I can't do it. I'm not a cartoonist. I'm fucked up, man. I'm fucked. And everyone criticizing Cleo, you need to be a rabbit before you criticize Cleo. So think about that. You're gonna criticize Cleo the bun? You gotta be a bun. Enough.
At least somebody who's actually done something I'll talk to or talk about.
Speaking of theme songs.
I like the guy behind the cameras, like, was trying to get him to talk about the theme song. Like, in the beginning, he was like, oh, yeah, theme song. He steamrolls that to talk about this guy that was trolling him. And then the guy's like, well, let's talk about theme songs.
Theme songs.
Normally,
you know what's funny? Wait, I want to say one more thing.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
as many things.
And then it goes back to the trolls. Butch Hartman might be Darksville's secret father. Holy shit. He almost looks like him too. He has the black begging shirt. Holy shit, look. He has the black begging shirt. Holy shit, dude. It must be genetic.
Things I've done in my life, like being a father, being a husband, being a guy who's in his 50s who's or a boss, a guy who's done shows, a guy who's stayed up late at night working really hard to answer questions from people who've never done anything. And
you worked hard? Wow, Butch. It's almost like everyone on this planet works hard except for DSP. Everyone works hard. I work hard, so you guys can't criticize me. I work hard. I work hard too, and people criticize me. Should I cry about it? Should I tell them that they're wasting my time? They're wasting my what is that LTG quote? You're wasting my Earth time? I don't know.
Criticize. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. It's like, really? That's your question?
Makes him laugh. He's clearly laughing right now. He's having a ball.
So it's
quite
amusing,
right
actually.
Very amusing.
So good luck out there trying to get a rise out of me, because you never will.
Good luck getting a rise out of me. He only talked about him for 1 minute. I mean, it's under Darksville's golden 5 minutes of ranting, but I mean, it's still a rant.
You don't get a rise out of me though. Is this game?
Yeah, dude. Very, very nice guy.
So I look at people that critique as weak. Weak rhymes with critique. So, you know, if you're going to critique like, hey, this is never going to work or whatever, then I just say, you know,
critique is weak because it rhymes. So then you can't. So your criticisms are weak then. Holy shit! And he's wearing the begging shirt. Very nice.
Let's see you try it, and then we'll see how you do. So go ahead and critique away, because all it does is make me stronger. If you guys think you're going to knock me down or make me fail, do you know who you're dealing with? Do you really know? Do you have any idea who you're dealing with?
Oh, nice flex.
What I've been up against already as a father and a husband?
Nice flex. Oh, you think you'd take me down? Well, let me tell you, buddy. What a great guy.
And someone who's worked in Hollywood for 30 years, and you are going to take me down? What, are you kidding?
I think the people who are criticizing you aren't doing it in this in a way to hope that you crash and burn Butch DSP. I mean Butch. Whoops. I confused the two, man. But I think people are just criticizing you for the shit you did. I don't think people want to see you burn.
That's kind of a joke, I think.
It's a joke.
So, good luck. Good. Best of luck, everybody.
I agree. I think people can just be unnecessarily mean.
Well, yeah, here's the thing about the internet. What's great about the internet, well, first of all, it's very
You're
powerful.
hiding behind a keyboard.
Yeah, you're a coward. Yeah, you're a coward.
I wonder what he was gonna say originally. I want to watch this clip again.
So I look at people that critique as weak. Weak rhymes with critique. So, you know, if you're going to critique like, hey, this is never going to work or whatever, then I just say, you know what, let's see you try it, and then we'll see how you do.
Why not just respond to that as, like, oh, it's not gonna work. You don't know that. It can work. It could work. People might have faith. You gotta believe in Oaxis. You gotta believe in the me that believes in me. No, say you're weak, you're a piece of shit, fuck you. You're hiding behind a keyboard, dude, fuck you. I'm Butch Hartman. You think you'd take me down? I work at Hollywood. I had shows. I was your childhood, guys. And you think you could take me, Butch Hartman, down? Wow. Okay, Butch.
So go ahead and critique away, because all it does is make me stronger.
It makes me stronger, more motivated. Because that's. Ugh.
If you guys think you're gonna knock me down or make me fail, do you know who you're dealing with? Do you really know? Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? What I've been up against already as a father and a husband and someone who's worked in Hollywood for 30 years, and you are gonna take me down? What are you kidding? That's kind of a joke, I think. So, good luck. Good. Best of luck, everybody.
Hey, that.
I agree. I think people can just be unnecessarily mean.
Well, yeah, here's the thing about the internet. What's great about the internet, well, first of all, it's very powerful.
You're hiding behind a keyboard.
Yeah, you're a coward. Yeah, you're a coward.
You're a coward. Well, I guess I'm a coward then. Feels bad, man. Oh, this is good. This is a good one. Oh man, forgot about this.
Communicate your vision to people that may not speak your language. I mean, I'm not even even people in America that speak English, or even not even. But the tricky part, though, I want to tell a lot of people out there: if you want to have your own show, be ready to communicate your vision to people that may not speak your language. I mean, I'm not even even people in America that speak English, or even not even your specific artistic language. Like, you got to figure out how to speak to people. You have to be able to show people, if you guys want to do your own cartoon, I don't care if it's an animated show, I don't care if it's a movie you're directing, I don't care if it's a script you're writing, I don't care if it is a song you're playing, whatever. You need to be able to be the person, and don't be people that are introverts. I want to encourage you all. Don't be an introvert, because being an introvert is, and a lot of people, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack over saying this. If you're an introvert, it's a very selfish thing to be, and here's why. Because it's all about you. You're self-centered. You don't want to get out.
You're self-centered. If you're an introvert, you're self-centered. Like, it started okay, like, oh, you know, don't be an introvert. Explain. Like, you could say, like, you should try to reach out more to other people, you should try to interact with other people. You know, it might be hard for you, it might be a whole new world for you to deal with, but, you should try to exercise that a little bit more and more so you get more comfortable with other people and you're more willing to exchange stuff and this and that, Like, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily outgoing, and I wouldn't say I'm fully introverted either. I'm, like, kind of in the middle between the two. But I mean, introverts are not about themselves or selfish. It's mostly people, from what I understand at least, so I mean, take it with a grain of salt for what I'm going to say, but it's mostly about people who just don't have confidence in talking to other people. And I'm speaking from my experience of kind of being in the middle, I guess, but I get nervous when I talk to other people in real life because it's like, I might sound like an idiot, people might think I'm dumb, people, and I just would much rather just deal with myself because I understand myself better. I understand what I want, I understand what I need, and this and that, but I don't want to be a third wheel to someone else. And that's stuff that is part of growing up and is part of being a person. It's part of living. So him saying, "Oh, it's selfish. You guys are all about yourself," it's just kind of dumb, and it's just what?
A very selfish thing to be, and here's why. Because it's all about you. You're self-centered. You don't want to get out of yourself and go like, well, maybe I could communicate with these people. Well, I'm just an introvert. I'm going to sit over here and people have to figure out what I'm thinking.
Like, this is like the meme of introverts. Like, this is pretty much an explanation of the people who are not introverts that go around saying, "I'm introverted because I like what I do. I'm introverted." It's the meme of it, and he's using that to talk about introverts, which is not the same. But okay, Butch.
Because you're making everybody else uncomfortable when you're an introvert like that. Because no
one
knows
yeah, because introverts walk around and say, "Guys, I'm an introvert." Okay, Butch. I'm sure that happens.
No one knows how you're feeling, and no one knows what to communicate with you. If you're going to be a showrunner or a leader in any way, you're going to have to be a communicator. And
so there you go. This might have been a better video.
People that are introverts, I want to encourage you all, don't be an introvert. Because being an introvert, if you're an introvert, it's a very selfish thing.
Excuse me. Is there another video? What is this?
This has just been something on my...
Oh god, no. What? So... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wrap this video up. I think I said all I had to say about this. So yeah, I am just really disappointed with Butch Hartman. I used to like his stuff. I used to like his YouTube channel at one point, but then over time it just became more clickbait, became more what's trendy and just fake. And I had enough of it because his channel is just trash. I mean, none of these videos are genuine. None of these videos are genuine. I guarantee you that if you watch these videos, it just has this fake tone with it. I mean, that's honestly why he panders to people who don't like Teen Titans Go. So he shits on that show when he can at times. When you talk about the Teen Titans Go movie, he was like, "Well, it has a fart joke." Well, I don't like fart jokes, man. But I'm pretty sure his own shows have fart jokes in them too. But I mean, he's also not above the kind of comedy Teen Titans Go does either. And Teen Titans Go, I mean, people give it shit, but I think people are mostly upset because they wanted a real Teen Titans show to come back. The real one. The one that people liked. And so they got Teen Titans Go, which is why people were upset with it. Not because it's a comedy show. But okay. See, a lot of this is just clickbait stuff that is just filler, fluff, no substance to them. Some of them kind of give you the idea that it does, oh, well, I'm going to show you how to draw stuff. I'm going to talk about the drawing process and this and that. And it's just kind of, there to be there. And it's just not a good YouTube channel. And it's just clickbaiting the fucking shit out of his own shows. And it's just disgusting. Look at how much Fairy Godparents stuff is here. Look at how much of it is. It's Fairy Godparents, Invader Zim, crossover stuff, anime, movies, and this and that. All this stuff is, and you don't really see a lot of his other shows. What about Bunsen is a Beast? Apparently that's a show he did. Doesn't even talk about it. Doesn't even feature it in a thumbnail. It probably would only be in a thumbnail if it had Timmy Turner on it. Now, the only thing I will kind of say I kind of agreed with was the Cal Art style video that he did, but that video is also shallow. It doesn't go too deep into visual styles or anything, but it kind of gets some of the keynotes of why I don't really like the stigma of the CalArt style meme that was going around at the time. But I mean, that could also be another video on its own. But I mean, it's so disappointing to see a guy that made good shows do these dumb little things on YouTube that are just a waste of time. And then he does these stupid these keynotes that have a lot of stuff that's manipulative, and it just makes people want to donate to the campaign because, well, TV is evil, guys. So it's just disappointing to see this guy just be such a fucking douche. And then to see him, like, talk about introversion on criticism, all of this stuff, and it's just trashy. And then to see his fucking apology. Look at this. He was being slammed, and he just writes one page and just focusing on one thing and saying, well, I'm glad you're looking forward to Oaxis. The Oaxis is gonna be pretty cool, and it's so fucking fake, and it's just disappointing. I don't think that Butch Hartman means to be a trashy person or anything like that. Maybe it's stuff that's just he's not wording what he means. But a lot of this stuff could have just been easily avoided if you just put some thought in it, I guess. I mean, this just doesn't seem real. He should have done a video. He should have done a video addressing it. No, he does this fucking dumbass little picture. The Oaxis campaign, like, keynote video he watched was full of these faulty arguments and these just nonsense. And it's just shit that he didn't need to do. Like, if he's trying to sell people on Oaxis, fine. No need to use suicide and depression to sell your fucking oh my god, your fucking network. You don't need to do that. All he had to do was say, look, I know there's a lot of stuff on Netflix and Hulu and television that might not be appropriate for family audiences. Well, Oaxis is gonna be a network that's dedicated to the family unit. But instead he shits on devices, people who's on their phones, people who are introverted, people who are depressed, all of this stuff that he didn't even need to use to sell his network, and he used that to sell his network, and it's just manipulative and scummy, and that's kind of really the final nail I had. I mean, I had enough with it. Like, after I saw that video and I saw this, I was like, I'm done with Butch. Like, I have no desire to even watch any of his shows anymore because it's just, I don't want to bother. And there are people that literally took the time to analyze even his old work and said, well, look how toxic this stuff is. And at the time when I was a kid, I enjoyed the Fairly Odd Parents episodes. But yeah, of course, looking back at it now, you see it in a different lens. But it's just nonsense of how he acts, how he treats people. I mean, the way he treats criticism is just abysmal. And the way he talks, I mean, all of this stuff is just trash. I mean, and then you go to his Twitter. I don't like his new profile picture. The art style is also bad. The colors are saturated. I mean, this is something that I could do. Like, if you make an artwork that I can make, then you've gone down in skill. I mean, you should not be comparable to me, to be honest. I mean, the only thing I need to work on more is just the color blending and shit. But I mean, look how saturated it is. Like, what is the background? Well, I guess it's an abstract background, whatever. I mean, I guess I can't talk about that, but it just looks so sloppy, and it just doesn't look skillful anymore. Like, if you look at his shows, there's very good line art, and some of his older sketches have nice line art, but this line art is so sloppy and just like this. It just is off, and I think it's mostly because he did not get used to drawing on the iPad yet. I think that probably when you see his like ink stuff on traditional paper, it might be better, but I don't even think that anymore either. I mean, this is okay, and see how it's done on Sketch? Like, it's pretty good. This is probably the best thing he's done in years. When you compare it to his new work that's done digitally, it just doesn't look like he knows what he's doing when he's drawing on an iPad. So, there you go with this video. I mean, as I said, I don't think Butch is like a malicious, toxic person, but I just think he's just a guy that is set in his ways. He's a boomer, and I just don't think he knows what he's talking about half the time, and I just think he just I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from with this. I mean, I grew up watching his shows, so I mean, over time, like from last year, because I think all this stuff happened in 2018. I just really lost respect for him. So, uh, thank you for watching this video. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you guys watching this video. So, thank you guys. See you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Have a nice day. Should be nice day. Good days is off. Nice day. Have a nice day.